Hi, ever wonder what it's like to work another profession or live in the underworld? Listen to unsuspecting riders give a 10 to 15 minute personal masterclass as I spontaneously interview them as they enter my taxi. I'm your host, Simon Rushton, and this is Taxi Chronicles. Morning. Yes, we're back with another rider, another story. We've got a guy here. He sounds like he's a northerner, but he's not. He's been, I could say contaminated. That's probably not the political correct word. But he's spent a lot of time with them, and he's actually from the south, from Andover, for those who know where that is. I think I've been there one time. But anyway, he's a spinal... Yep. You know I'm messing it up. I'm going to let him tell you what he does. I can tell you this, he likes to play badminton, cricket and go jogging. So we have the jogging in common, and it's nice to meet you here, Darren.
Nice to meet you, nice to be here as well.
Hold that, mate.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us, how did you get into the industry and what motivates you?
Well, basically, like growing up and stuff.
Sorry, we haven't even said what you do.
Oh, so basically I work with spinal cord and brain injury. Yeah, so I work with private clients, but what got me interested in that is basically when I was growing up, I did a lot of volunteering with a lot of the homeless and stuff, and then a lot of those people had like mental illness. So then I started like working with people with mental illness, like schizophrenia, bipolar and stuff like that, basically. And that got me interested in working with like brain injury, and then that related to spinal cord injury. So I found an interest in both of the two, and studied biology, and yeah, I'm here.
Did you do a degree?
Yeah, I did a degree.
So
yeah.
You did a degree in biology?
Yeah. So.
Okay, so that sounds quite hard.
Well, if you love it, it's more like you're kind of like, what's the word? Like, because when you love something, you're passionate about it, aren't you?
You're studying more.
Yeah, basically, because even in your spare times, you're like learning more about it and stuff like that, and you're asking a lot more questions than some people that like are just doing it just because.
You really love this industry.
I really do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just looking after people in general. It's like a family thing, so it makes you feel a certain way. And
so this is why you're going to do that doctorship.
Yes, I've been pushed.
Yeah,
as you can say.
It's pushed and pulled and everything.
I've been pushed
look,
a
you
few
said
years.
it, you love it.
Yeah,
and
that's
you know
true.
what? Someone said to me as a podcaster, they said to me, you have a gift. Your life experience is your gift.
Yeah.
It's unique to you. And your life experience can help others. So who are you to hold that gift back?
Oh, that's strong words.
It's true. The way he said it, he's serious. He's a northerner as well. Yeah. And I thought, oh, okay, better get out there and start interviewing
Strong
people.
words.
So here I am, and I pass that message on to you. Who are you to hold your gift back?
Yeah, that's true actually.
Yeah. So next time I email you, I want to see a piece of paper saying
yes,
enrolled.
of course.
Even if it's a virtual enrolled.
Of course.
Okay. So regarding these spinal injuries, what is the most common
that causes?
Yeah.
So basically a lot of the clients as well, they do like certain sports. Some of them are like athletes and stuff, and literally doing like even a small bit of movement can literally cause a spinal cord injury, because someone could be basically walking down the road, slipped and fall on the wrong area of the back.
Vertebrae or something.
Yeah, and honestly it could paralyze you from the neck downwards. So anything can happen to anybody. You never know really. So, but some of my clients, they're like wrestlers, athletes, normal even office people, like even fall down the stairs, and do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So
any famous people?
Yeah, I've got a few, but I can't mention.
Okay. See, if you were really young, you would have been telling me everybody's name. But I find with the young, they don't care. The older people are wise. No, I remember. I signed a piece of paper. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm not disclosing. Yeah, I better not get myself sacked for a podcast interview in a taxi. Yeah.
Imagine.
Okay. So you've told us what motivates you.
Mm-hmm.
You've told us. So what have you learnt that you wish you knew when you had started this industry?
It's just, I think, like, that's actually a good question. So before I kind of like started it anyway, I was quite a caring person, but once you start doing it, you learn like about people's background, and it kind of like smushes it all together, and it makes you realize that we're all the same in a certain way. We might be different, but we're all the same, like mentally and physically sometimes, and it's hard to explain.
We all have the same emotions.
Yeah,
We're
basically,
driven by our
because
emotions.
yeah, basically, because
Love,
even someone that
hate,
can't do
greed.
certain things,
Yeah.
it's like it will affect them like how it would affect you if you was in that same position. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you just gotta relate to that person and connect to that person, and you see that you're not so far off from each other. Because some people are scared to like talk to someone that's in a wheelchair, and because they feel like they might offend them somehow by saying something, or by looking at somebody. Because obviously sometimes you're curious, like, oh, why is that person in the?
Well,
do you know what I mean?
Eyes are the windows to your soul. So
Yeah, but sometimes you just
the way
need to ask
look
a
at
question.
people is what you're really thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. But they're just as human as you are. So even if you see someone like that and you're curious, just ask them like what happened and stuff like that. They'd want to know you asking them the question, then you're just looking, because they old thought might be going in their head thinking like, oh, what's that person? Do you know what I mean?
Is there? So what do you exactly do? Do you do manipulation? Are you like do you do massage? Or
I do
what?
like try a bit of everything really, just to get the muscles and the spine back into place and stuff like that. And also I do a lot of work with the nerves as well, like that, just to get them moving. So even like a little twitch in the arm is like a really good sign. So seeing that twitch is like a possibility that there's more there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Is there? I read a book one time. I don't really read much, sadly to say. I wish I did, but I just don't. And it's called A History of Medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And they went back as far as they can remember as human beings. And they pointed out that the book was basically saying that since the dawn of time, regardless of the race or the demographics or the religious belief, everybody deals with sickness 70% mental.
It's true, you know. I do believe that.
And I'd have to say for myself, I always get told to say never use my own as personal examples, or my personal opinion. But I believe personally that that's so true to the extent that you could get like certain parts of your anatomy working again just in belief.
Yeah, I do believe that. Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
I do believe that, because I've seen stories of that as well. And do you know what I mean?
One or two.
So like some people are, say like, okay, so I'll give you one example. So there's like a boy living with his grandmother, and he wasn't talking or anything, and he wouldn't move and stuff like that. So they thought he had like locked-in syndrome, but it actually was to do mentally. So it just needed like a really big drama, or what do you call it? What would you call it? Like
drama, trauma.
Well, trauma, basically, to get him out of that.
So
but it took his grandmother to die for him to come out, because she died, and he was moving and talking again.
Okay, that's deep. Interesting.
Yeah, I think that was in the Caribbean actually.
Maybe the spirit went into him.
That's what people thought it was. Because they in the Caribbean they talk about like, I don't know if you heard of like Duppy. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's definitely Jamaican heritage.
Yeah. His grandmother died. He started talking, moving again. So I do believe in that mental, because it was like that for like years. I think it was 3 years or something like that.
Do you work on a lot of military people?
No, I don't work with non-military people at the moment, no.
Okay.
But I would. I've considered it before.
Because they have a lot of issues, isn't it? After campaigns or during campaigns, there's always people maimed, major issues, major problems.
Yeah.
And stuff. You see what I mean?
Yeah, it would something that I'd help out with and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Sure.
okay. Well, you've got a real gift there that you're. So spinal neurology. So you said a lot of people sports related. So you don't get people, because when I used to work in commercial construction, we used to look at the health and safety statistics, and a lot of people get injured from just falling from a chair.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Things like that. You don't get a lot of those kind of people.
No, I do. Some similar to that, but not many now. It's rare for me, but you do get a lot of people falling from their chair as well. Yeah. So but even sometimes, like some people are trained, like if someone's falling from a chair, you have to actually wait for the ambulance instead of helping them back on the chair, because you cause further damage. So
regarding these treatments, I know like now, like you've got Elon Musk, he's trying to put chips in people and in pigs and all this stuff, and nervous system. And then you've got the bionic, where they attach metal to take in your body. Are we going to start to see bionic people? Partly bionic. But
I think there's always like a space for that anyway, because scientists and stuff like working together with technicians to sort something out like that. So eventually, I feel like there will be in the future, because even like with spinal cord injury, they do have certain machines that can help you walk. Do you know what I mean? But it's I think they're looking at working with the machines to work with the nervous system. So I'm supportive to that basically. So hopefully that will happen. Yeah.
It's all about that kind of electrical current, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that electrical current.
So I'm 100% for that, because even working with these people anyway, you see how interested they are in something like that. Do you know what I mean? Technology and stuff. Because even a lot of brands out there, not to be honest, I wouldn't say a lot of brands, but some brands out there that help people in that kind of a situation, so that they'd adapt like the phone or the headset or something like that to help that person. Do you know what I mean? So machines are a big thing to people with spinal cord and brain injury, full stop. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I see what you mean.
So I'm 100% for that.
So tell me, you said you're into sports and another thing. You're a badminton guy.
Yeah.
But, where'd you play it?
I play it local, so I play it by a field, by us with a badminton court.
What makes you interested in badminton? Fascinating.
So basically, when I was going to school, there was like an after-school club, and actually it was before as well. Before the school started, there was also that club there as well. So I used to go before school and I used to go after school, and playing it was just really competitive, and I feel like I'm quite competitive sometimes. So ever since then, I fell in love with badminton.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was one of the first sports I've actually proper played.
Would you say it keeps you really fit?
It does, yeah. Especially when someone's making you chase the ball while the shuttlecock.
Okay. I've played it, but never really played it. You know, you just say, all right, let me have a go, and then you think, this is crap. No disrespect to your game.
Oh, no.
I get very frustrated very easily.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's the type of game to do that, so I understand completely. Especially when I was younger. I used to play with some of the older kids, and they used to mess us about, so basically they'd bat the shuttlecock one corner of the court, and then you'll be running for it, but then they'd bat it again the other side, do you know what I mean? And you just be running full stuff, but then you realise it clicks like what you need to do.
Yeah, you need to hit it so you make them run. I understand.
So yeah.
So give us. You sound like a man who's travelled a bit.
Actually, I haven't travelled as much as I'd like to. But in the UK I have, but out of the UK I'd like to travel a bit more.
One near-death experience, and we want one happy experience that you've had. Most happiest experience you can think
that I've
of.
experienced from somebody else.
You.
I don't even think I've had a near-death experience.
Never had a near-death experience.
Thank goodness. Touch wood.
Right,
Yeah.
if you want to spin someone else's dick, as they say, go on, tell us someone else's story.
Okay, so basically I was walking alongside the road, and there was this woman with a pushchair, and she was crossing the road at the zebra crossing,
Yeah.
and the car was literally like zooming past. Well, zooming past. It hit her. It was zooming.
Hit the pram?
No, it hit the woman, but luckily the pram was reeling off. Luckily, so it could have hit both of them, and I was just in shock because I think I was only 15 at the time actually. I was in shock because all I saw was a lady fall on her back and her shoes went flying and the pram was just running off.
So what did you do?
Well, I was running over, but somebody got there before me.
You run over to get the pram.
Someone got there before me,
Someone caught the
but
pram.
I was running that direction to see if the woman was
You know
okay
what?
as well.
Funnily enough, that happened to me the other day. I actually hit a pram.
Yeah.
I was at the traffic lights, and for some reason I looked in the rear view mirror. I looked forward, I looked in the side mirrors. You have to look in the side mirrors now for cyclists on the left, motorcycles on the right, and rear you just double check. And then I went, but the car next to me was meant to go as well, and the lights were green. Now, so he was going, but this woman on the phone pushing a pram. I believe she's a nanny.
Yeah.
She's young, but I can spot nannies easy. Yeah, and she just on the phone, and she just walked out on the phone texting, and all I saw was just my car bumper hit the tram. I thought,
what went through your head?
fuck it, I thought, well, you're going to jail, aren't
Right,
you?
that's it.
There's no excuse for that. And then, but the passengers just say, no, it wasn't your fault.
Yeah.
I don't know why she stepped. They're saying they don't know why she stepped out like that. And she was really apologetic, like she went back to the islands and started like, sorry. I was just looking at her like, there's this look. Should I get out and give you abuse? But there's no baby in the pram. The pram was empty. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to add that.
Okay, come on.
There's no baby in the pram. I was like, oh, Jesus wept, man. Jesus, I was just like, it's like, but I love the things, man. But I love the things. That kind of thing, it's just like, really? But yeah, that's
funny, man.
So give us one of your best experience, most favourite, your best fondest memory.
Actually, it's not actually a wedding.
Oh, were you married?
No, I went to a wedding. One of my cousin's wedding.
Yeah.
In Poland.
Yeah.
He was marrying
a
Polish, yeah, girl, and I went over there for the wedding, and it was literally the best wedding I've ever been to in my whole life. Literally, it was non-stop. So it was there was a massive church called in Krakow, and it's one of the main features like for tourists and stuff like that. So because her uncle is one of the priests there, so
he's what?
One of the priests there. So she was able to marry in that church. So literally the church inside looks like one of those churches that the royal get married in. So that was a good start, and then after the reception, that's the reception, isn't it? The main bit, like when the priest and stuff like that. Or is it the after?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't, but you know what I mean.
The dance at the end.
Yeah.
I think the reception's the thing at the end.
Oh, well, the bit before then, that's the church bit, yeah.
Or I don't, you slept with my brother, that kind of drama.
Luckily that didn't happen, so we're on a good page.
Yeah.
And then we had these buses that came to pick us up and took us up to the mountains. And there was a castle kind of thing on like a hill. And you went inside and it was like, it was huge and it was so stunning. We had like
Orthodox, yeah? Orthodox.
Yeah. And we had these cocktail performers and stuff like that. And literally you could have whatever drink made for you however the time you want it. And there was a 7-course meal and a barbecue at the end. Do you know what I mean? And afterwards you get alcohol to take home.
What does her dad do?
Huh?
What's her dad do?
What did it do?
No, what does her father, I assume her father paid for this wedding.
Oh, I think it was like a family thing, so they all put money towards it. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
it's interesting.
Best wedding I've ever been to.
Last but not least, what's the impact you want to have in the world?
I think I want to like share my knowledge of how caring you can be to people. Do you know what I mean? And not to alienate each other and stuff like that. As long as that gets passed down to somebody, I'm happy. Do you know what I mean? Because we're all, as I said, we're all the same. And if we can make each other happy in this world, even by the smallest things, it can cause a positive impact. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, that's good. Obviously, what you do is a specialist, and you've been talking about what you do and how you help people, especially the wealthy. If somebody wants to find you because they've got issues, how can they find you? On your Instagram?
Yeah, I've got Instagram. They can find me at Denry Fullen.
Do you want to spell that for
So
them?
it's DENRYFULLEN.
And soon you're going to have initials in front of that, aren't you?
Yes.
What's the initials going to be?
Dion.
Okay, correcto mundo. Okay. On that note, thanks for a great interview, and we wish you well.
Thank you very much.
We hope you liked that interview. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to get the latest daily episode. Ever considered investing in the continent with the fastest growing economy and population on Earth? The same continent that holds 30% of the world's known natural resources? Then listen to our sister podcast, Africa Investor Stories, where you will hear real investors with real stories from around the world share their experience of investing in Africa. We post Monday and Thursday at 10 a.m.